Hey, everybody. Welcome to My Worst Day. I'm Keegan.
And I'm Christina.
How bizarre.
I know. Bizarro world. And we're like, I think we're super, super close to turning 6 years old, too.
Yeah, we should be, because I think our anniversary is in July. I think you're right.
Yeah. We're almost 6. This isn't...
About to go to first grade.
Exactly. This isn't the regular... This isn't us moving forward without Cassi. We should explain. She's just in London this week, working, being fancy and European.
Yeah, we had, summer is hard because that's when everybody wants to go on vacation. And so there was a lot of, scheduling conflicts, and the way that we were able to work it out and still provide you guys with a shorty is for Christina and I to do it. So we are flying solo duo this week.
Yes. Doing the best we can.
Honestly, hanging on for dear life, aren't we all? We just off mic had a whole conversation about the debate.
Yeah.
Which, wow. Are we okay? No.
No
one's okay.
Although I did hear that if you listen at 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 25 seconds, you can hear Trump shit his pants. And and the reason why they know it's him is because they were muting the other person's mic when they weren't allowed to talk. So Trump's mic's on, he's talking, and you hear him poop, apparently.
Well, I definitely believe he wears diapers for sure. I mean, but sometimes you can't. Is it poop, or is it just like a really bad fart?
I think when you're that age, you don't trust anything.
It could be, a little bit of both. Oh, we have to make light of it or we would go insane.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
Because I didn't watch the whole debate live, but I trusted the internet to provide me with what I needed to see. And I think that it has for the most part. But the conversation of the two of them, these two ancient men arguing about who would win on the golf course.
The most important question.
Oh, Lord.
What we all need to know.
I cannot. I did see a tweet though that was like, we should just put them both on hot wings or hot ones, and whoever survives gets to be the president.
Incredible. Actually, probably better than what we have coming up the next few months.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would cause less conflict because, like, no matter who wins, there's going to be people on the other side being like, they cheated, they stole it, whatever. If one of them just were to simply pass away during hot ones, there'd be no arguing. We'd be like, well, fair's fair.
I cannot believe that we're doing this to children. You know what I mean? Like, I think of Gen Z just being like old enough to vote, and then Gen Alpha coming behind them.
These are the options.
Yeah.
I would be disillusioned. I'd be so disillusioned with voting. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be so disillusioned with this entire democratic process if this is what I grew up watching and witnessing, and now I'm old enough to vote. Like, back in the day, I feel like you were excited to vote for the first time. Like, it felt like this adult privilege that you had. Yeah. And you were kind of like stoked about it. And now I can't imagine that most of Gen Z feels that way, or, even, I don't know what the distinctions are, but Gen Alpha's got to be coming up. They're in middle school probably, right?
Yeah. I cast my first vote for Al Gore.
Oh, amazing.
The election for...
there was so much promise in the future. We were like, Al Gore and his belief in keeping things green and caring about the environment. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now we have the other thing that we were talking about, speaking of Gen Alpha, is they have like a whole other language. Like, I do know what skibbity toilet is. I have.
Yeah, but now apparently skibbity means bad. Yeah. As well. Like, that is like slang for bad. And also the skibbity toilet thing, I never watched it. So I'm still unclear as to what it is. Is it just like is it like an animated toilet?
No idea. It's not for me, and I'm okay with that. that is all right. I'm okay with being Meemaw over here, not knowing what.
I really am too. There was a time in my 20s when I really felt like I needed to keep up. You know, I was like, in order to stay young, it's like you gotta keep up or you're gonna fall really far behind. And then I saw that TikTok of that dad with his Gen Alpha daughter and her explaining all of the slang, and I literally was like, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah,
like leave me here to die. You guys go on ahead. I cannot.
He said loser. She said Ohio. What?
I don't know. And, okay, do you understand what gyat means? I don't get that. It's supposed to mean, it's slang for booty.
Yeah.
But why? What does it stand for?
I don't know what it stands for. When I heard gat, I was like, it made me think of the Kendrick Lamar song. It was like, gat, gat, gat. I thought it was like a gun thing.
I don't know, but it's GYAT. I have no idea. And you know what? I'm not even interested in finding out. And I'm not even hating on Gen Alpha. We all had slang.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every generation had slang. I grew up with, we unironically used YOLO and on fleek. Okay.
Oh, honey.
So I'm not really one to talk. I get it that like every generation has like weird, dumb slang.
I'm from the no doy era.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
90s slang looking back was pretty hilarious. Like eat my shorts, have a cow, those things. Talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand.
Oh God, the way I thought I was a baddie on the elementary school playground using talk to the hand. Wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I just want to know where Ohio comes from. As somebody that is an Ohio native, I need to know.
Do you feel offended?
Not offended. I want to know. My hypothesis is that it's their version of Florida man. Because for millennials, we're like, oh, okay, Florida man does this or whatever. So I think that it's their version of it. But I don't know. If you know why the chillins are saying Ohio.
Yeah, I would guess that you're right. Unfortunately, Ohio has been in the news for some pretty
heinous,
bad shit. Yeah, and dumb shit. The same way we got Florida man, where it's like, it's not just that it was bad, it was like that it was stupid. And I think Ohio has also, unfortunately, been... Is Ohio like a very populous state?
Not particularly.
Ohio, they're in the news a lot.
Ohio's comprised of 3 main cities. You got the 3 C's, Columbus, Cincy, and Cleveland. Columbus and Cleveland are incredibly blue. Columbus being all of Ohio State University, and Cleveland is... but then Cincinnati's right there on the Kentucky border. It's pretty red.
Yeah.
And the rest of Ohio is cows, and they all vote Republican. So...
Yeah. Okay. Because I feel like I know so many people from Ohio, and then also just like they're in the news so much. I'm like, how are we paying this much? I mean, you never fucking hear about like Wyoming.
True.
You know,
I do think that there's more people in Ohio than Wyoming, but yeah, you're right. I think it's very strange. I think too, like when I was still there, it was still a relatively blue, maybe slightly tinged purple state. But somewhere in the second Obama term, things just like, I don't know, a time shift happened there or something. Because even the states around it, Michigan is solid blue, big props to Gretchen Whitmer over there. But Michigan's doing everything correctly, and they're right next door. And I hate saying that. Cassie's going to flip over when she hears that I'm praising Michigan.
She's like, I'm gone for 1 week.
This is the We Love Michigan podcast starring Christina.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, speaking of generational differences, there is a new term, or at least a term that I hadn't heard of before, called micro-cheating that Gen Z has kind of come up with. So according to this Washington Post article, micro-cheating is an internet-era term for small acts of betrayal And I think it's mostly online stuff. So it's because a lot of Gen Z are like pro monitoring your partner's digital interactions, which I know like in generations past, that's always been kind of like a gray area in terms of like, you want to trust your partner. You want to trust what they're doing. You don't want to be going and like snooping through their shit, right?
That's why that TikToks that are going around being like, I just found my husband's Reddit.
Yes,
like
exactly. Exactly. And everybody on there is like, girl, here's how you do it. Yes. Go look. Yeah. Go look. You know, where I think in generations past that would have been frowned upon to like go through your partner's stuff like in that way. And I'm not sure how the Reddit thing, I'm like, I think I would do because people get real honest on Reddit and they think that they're safe because it's fully like anonymous. And there's a lot of relationship stuff on Reddit. And I would want to know if you were making relationship content and it was like,
there's
Reddit.
Also, it's not just relationship content. I would say there's some very sus subreddits.
Oh, 100%.
That I'm like, why are you a part of said subreddit? Why are you responding to things on this? That to me, I think that would be something that I would like look at and check. Maybe is that, but like if they like an Instagram model who's just, I'm like, I don't know. It just doesn't
I don't
bother
care
me
either. Yeah, but some people, I mean, I guess that kind of falls into the micro cheating category for some people. Like, do they like other people's posts? Are they responding to DMs from people? Like, and to me, I'm like, it really depends on the interaction. It really depends on the kind of interaction. Liking posts to me, if there's no other contact, is not a big deal. Personally, I guess unless it was like an ex, maybe that would be an issue. But just some random Instagram model, I don't feel like I would care.
Here's what I feel in my big old age. If you want to spend your time doing that, it seems like there's better things that you can do. If you really feel a kind of way about your partner's behavior, be it in real life or online, that's like a larger issue. If you're constantly having to like think about them and monitor them, that's not a healthy use of your time.
Yeah,
Do something else.
That's kind of like, because this article is interesting. I didn't read through the entire article. I kind of skimmed it, but it's talking about these like monitoring your partner's digital footprint, digital activity. It kind of like there should be a sense of privacy that you should be able to maintain in a relationship. And if you can't maintain that sense of privacy without your partner or without yourself feeling some type of way about it, then that's a deeper issue in your relationship. That's a trust issue that you have in your relationship. And I don't think that would go away even if you got rid of the apps altogether. Like, I don't think that would change. Like, if that's how you truly feel that you need to go through their stuff because you don't trust them, then you should break up, probably.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the way I am in real life is the way that I am online. That's just how I behave. And I feel like my partner's like that too. So I'm like, he's loving and respectful, in real life, and from what I've seen online is pretty much the same. He's always looking at like records and stuff. So I'm like, it's fine. I have too many other things to do with my time than go down a rabbit hole and try to like uncover something. I'm not going to
spend that kind of time monitoring your activity. And a lot of this stuff that is being labeled as like micro cheating possibility, like micro cheating is like still following your ex on Instagram, sending your coworker reels, like is someone's Snapchat score. I don't even know how Snapchat works. Someone's Snapchat score going up when they're not with you. I guess that means increased activity. Does that mean they're cheating? Like, again, if you're having to think about it this hard and you're this worried about it, the issue is bigger than, the issue is not that they're online. The issue is that you don't have trust in your relationship.
Yeah.
Because if they're sending a coworker of their preferred sexual gender reels during the day if they're just like, here's a cat video or something like that, shouldn't bother you. And if it does bother you, then you think there's something going on there. So you need to have a conversation and or end the relationship because you don't trust them.
I wish that I could go back to baby Christina in her 20s and just tell myself to not focus so much of my energy on relationships in general.
Right.
I wish that I would have put that energy internally versus externally. And I feel like that's something it doesn't matter what generation you're in. We all have to figure that out and learn that. But it's something I wish I had a little bit more maturity about, because I'm like, what could I have done with all that extra time that I wasn't like worried about trying to meet some expectation for some subpar relationship that I was in at the time.
I do think, and maybe this is wishful thinking or just my personal algorithm and what it feeds me, but I do think that younger generations are stepping away from having such a relationship focused like life. I feel like for millennials, Gen X, millennials and older, there was so much. I mean, you can see it in our media, like everything you watched, like there had to be, even if the movie had nothing to do with romance, there had to be a romantic subplot. In order for the protagonist to win at the end, she had to get the relationship, So, I mean, I think that we're moving away from that a little bit. And I think that that's a good thing. Yeah. I was so hyper focused on having a relationship my whole life.
Yeah. It's not the end all be all, man. The person that you're in the relationship with the longest is yourself. And it's just sad that I ignored that relationship so much in my 20s. But
yeah. Listen, young women, save yourselves. There's still time for you.
Well, at least until, come November, for the election.
Right. Live it up while you can.
We'll see what happens to all of us handmaids.
I can't wait. Well, I can wait because I'm so sorry that people are going to have to experience this. But please send in your dating stories leading up to this next election. I want the surprise, like, oh, I'm on a date with a QAnoner.
Oh no. Hopefully you're asking those questions ahead of time, man. I don't know what I would do if you get surprised, because that's the thing. We know now, because the trick for a while was on the dating apps to put moderate. Because that was conservative coded, because they knew if they put conservative, they would get no matches.
So, that's right. Yep, that's right.
There is a huge gender gap now.
Yes.
Women are way more progressive than guys are.
Which is why all of those right-wing dating apps didn't work out, because they're all dudes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. They're all dudes, and they're all cis het dudes. So, although I did see a TikTok that was so fucking funny. I wonder if I can find it, but it was a guy who's like, well, I haven't had luck on any of the other dating apps. So he's a gay guy, and he's like, I just created my first Christian Mingle account.
Oh, God.
And the language that he used on there, it was brilliant. If I can find it, I'll try and send it to be put up on the Facebook page. But it was incredible.
Love that. Oh, well, you want to hop into stories?
Sure. Okay, I can go first. I've got one pulled up here.
Okay.
So this person says, this is not mine. And then in parentheses, it says, honestly, with like 3 exclamation points.
Okay. Me thinks.
Like, it ain't me. It ain't me. But one a friend told me, and I still laugh about years later. She'd been seeing a guy for a few weeks and been out on a few dates, and then he invited her around to dinner at his. Going well, they had a lovely dinner, but she needed to go number 2. It didn't flush. She tried for a while and couldn't get it to disappear, so she scooped it and rolled it in toilet paper and hid it in her handbag.
Oh my.
Listen, I understand the desperation. I truly do. What are you going to do in that situation? What would you do? You can't just leave a floater.
No. Oh, man.
What would you do? But now you have shit in your handbag.
Luckily, I've never owned an expensive handbag, so it probably would have been my solution as well. If there was a window, I would probably chuck it out.
Chuck it out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could also try to like waffle stomp it down the tub drain.
Oh, no, because that could go so badly. That could go so badly. Like, what if you couldn't get it down there? Now you've got shit on your foot. Like, and now there's shit in his bathtub. Now he's wondering if you took a shit in his bathtub. That is so much worse.
Oh my God.
So much worse.
He's taking a shower the next day. He's like, what the
Why
fuck
does it smell like shit in here? He's taking a shower. Oh, you know what would be the worst is if he's taking a shower and the water won't drain. So now he's got like poop water up to his ankles.
Dude, when because listen, both Eric and I have very full, lustrous locks, right? So
yes, true.
Shower clogs are a frequent occurrence at the Mills household.
I understand.
And yeah, it really drives me nuts. You know how much I love a fucking shower, but when your shower won't drain quickly enough and you have to stand in like an inch and a half of water,
dirty water that has hair floating in it. Yeah, like I've been there. My parents' shower didn't drain right for a long time.
Yeah.
And you have to try and learn how to like, how can I get done as quickly as possible? Like wash my whole body, my hair, do my like shave.
Yeah.
And get out of here as quickly as I can because I don't like it when it starts coming up mid-ankle.
No.
Get out. So gross. And it starts getting lukewarm down there. Oh.
Yep. It's the worst.
Horrible.
It's the worst feeling. That's what I wish upon my enemies. I wish you had a slightly clogged tub. Like a slightly clogged one.
And you can't, and you have to take long showers.
Yep. Ugh, the worst. Okay. Just got out of high school in 1985. Getting ready to go pick her up, I showered, got out, and my face felt hot. I feel to the left of my nose is tender, like a zit is going to show up. I squeezed it a little, but it was so painful, I couldn't do anything about it. Face killing me. I went and picked her up. She's looking very nice. Drive about 5 miles and I lightly run my right hand index finger across the spot that was killing me. And when I did, out comes a slug of pus that laid out on my finger at least half an inch long.
Oh, gross.
I looked at the pus slug on my finger as I said, that hurt. And then look over and she's visibly repulsed, staring at the slug with horror. Out of shock, I wiped it on my pants.
No, you're making it worse.
It didn't make anything better except now that I'm wearing the pus slug.
Oh, so gross.
Oh,
but yeah, I feel for him there. I mean, his mistake was messing with it.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting, and look, I've been guilty of that. I've really had to teach myself not to touch my face, not to squeeze because it is just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
And I've done that like in public. Like I've like gone to the bathroom and seen something and then messed with it.
Yeah.
Always makes it worse.
Yep.
Like just leave it alone. If you felt that and you were on your way to pick her up, make a mental note that you need to take care of that when you get home. It always makes it worse.
I have had one that was similar to that where when I finally, and it's always like the side of your nose or whatever, right? And I don't even know how that happens, but yeah, the amount that came out, I was like, how is this even possible?
And it was ready to go if he barely touched it and it just like exploded.
Oh my God, Dr.
Like that.
Pimple popper here.
Yeah. And look, I'm someone who watches pimple popping videos for fun.
I'm an earwax girly.
Yeah. Oh God. Wow. We're disgusting. But I own it. I really do. For me, it's blackheads. It's blackhead videos. I actually don't like all the pus. I want it to come out in like one clean.
That's why I like the earwax ones because they go in and they get those big like plugs or whatever. I'm like, oh, so satisfying.
It is satisfying. I refuse to feel bad about it at this point. I really do. Okay. Well, we're having a really disgusting episode, and I'm gonna keep that ball rolling here. Okay. Early 20s, met this guy at a barbecue and invited him over for drinks the next evening. He was in my kitchen and I needed to pee. My bathroom was right next to the kitchen, and for some reason, I didn't want him to hear me peeing, so I tried to hover. No clue why I felt the need, but whatever. Pissed all over myself. Just trying to hover. Like she didn't pull her pants down all the way.
Oh my God.
Pissed all over myself. When I come out, I tried to style it out with, "It's so hot, I'm going to go get changed." He responded with, "No need, sexy jeans," and slapped my piss-soaked arse. You could literally hear the squelch. We were both mortified. Oh my God. I slapped her ass and it was covered in pee.
I told you about me pissing myself in Hawaii, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that literally happened. I was like, "Babe, I like peed myself." And he's like, "Ha ha ha." And he like reached to touch it. And
You're like, "No, for real. Why would I lie to you about that? Why would I joke with you about that?"
I legitimately peed my pants.
Jesus Christ. Horrifying.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Met through a dating app. We had a decent conversation and she suggested we meet at a patio bar the next day. We met and it was fun. She asked if I wanted to meet some of her friends at a nearby place. It seemed weird for a first date, but I agreed to meet her there. As we walk in, I immediately realize there's some kind of organized function happening. People are all standing and mingling. There's food laid out, printed papers on each table that read, "Welcome, Springfield class of 1991.
I
turned to her.
You can't surprise take someone to your high school reunion.
I turned to her saying, "Hey, I think there's a reunion here." And she's hugging someone.
Oh.
She says hi to a couple people.
Goodbye.
And then says, "And this is Steve." My name isn't Steve.
Oh, no.
It was bizarre. I ended up staying for 45 minutes and eating a quesadilla as Steve the reunion date.
I mean, truly, there'd be some things that would be at play to determine whether or not I would hang out for this date. And one of them would be is
the
there
food.
Free food?
Yeah.
And is there an open bar? Because I'll hang out for a little while.
Yeah. Also, I want to see where this plays out. If they had been hanging out, like she knew so I'm like, had she been telling like her high school friends or whatever that she was
dating someone named Steve?
Yeah.
And she needed this is like one of those cheap romance novels and she needed a pretend date for the event or something. Like, but you got to let somebody know.
Exactly. I'll be in on the joke with you. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay for my gas to get there. I can have a few cocktails.
I'll be Steve. Sure.
Yeah. Down for the ride. You can't surprise somebody though. That's, I think, a first for us. I don't know that we've ever gotten a surprise
reunion,
high school reunion.
I'm Steve. I'm just eating a quesadilla.
I feel like I've never been to a high school reunion, but I feel like they might be awkward even for people who went to high school there.
Yeah.
So to just be thrown in, actually, that might be fun. I would rather tag along to someone else's high school reunion than go to my own because I want to get all the tea, all the weird drama.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. That's the side of the would you rather I'd be on. I go to somebody else's. I have no desire to go to my own. So,
I mean, I'm curious. So there is part of me that's like, if I was in town when my high school reunion was happening, I'd probably go just out of pure curiosity.
I would Romeo and Michelle the hell out of mine.
100%. If I'm going, you better believe I'm getting my hair done. I'm getting my nails done. I'm buying a new I'm renting the runway to go to a little bar in the middle of Missouri. Yes.
We're showing out.
That's right. Okay. I went on a date with someone. We ordered food, and he was very specific in his order for plain grilled chicken. So I asked if he avoided all red meat, thinking it was a health diet thing. And he said, "Oh, I only eat chicken." And that is what he meant. He didn't eat red meat, pork, fish, or vegetarian, just chicken every single day.
No, could not be me.
Plain grilled chicken breast.
Every day.
Every day?
Honey.
I feel like you got to go to therapy for that. I feel like that's something psychological that you need to take care of. And there's no way you're getting all the vitamins you need. Like,
you know what I heard? Actually, it's the fact that you can live off of just potatoes.
I don't want to examine that any further. I'm just going to accept that as the truth.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You can live on just potatoes. They have everything
Billy Bob
you
Thornton
need.
did it.
Did he?
Yeah, that's the lore around Billy Bob Thornton, is that's why he was so thin when he was in Sling Blade, is because he moved to LA and lived off nothing but potatoes for like months and months until he was able to sell that script.
TM, we gotta trademark that diet, man. There we go. Okay, all right, I got one more. They say, well, I'm not good at planning any dates at all. My first one with my fiance was super embarrassing. I'm not one to go to the movies or anything like that with no talking. A first date should be talking and getting to know each other more.
I agree.
So in the area I live in, there is a hot tub garden place.
Wait. Okay.
A bunch of hot tubs in private rooms. I looked at your face. I knew it.
I've never heard of that in my life. When you said hot tub garden place, I really was like, is he about to take her to one of those like garden centers that also sells hot tubs? Like I was this, you know what? Fascinating idea for a business.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. It's a bunch of hot tubs in private rooms. Decided to go there, relax and chill and talk.
I also feel like hot tub on the first date.
Yeah.
I don't want a hot tub on a first date. I'll be for real. Unless we know each other already. Like if it's purely a first date, I'm not getting into a bikini.
I'm going to say I got to know you and I got to know that hot tub. Do you know what I mean? Yes. I am getting, and I know we've talked about the new like fungal STD, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Because now that I own a hot tub, I know they're fucking expensive and you have to do a lot of stuff to maintain them and clean them and keep them clean. A bunch of hot tubs in some kind of establishment is not giving me the most confidence that it would be clean.
Also, like, listen, and I feel like I'm being contradictory because I have found myself in many a hotel hot tub in my life. So I'm sure I've been in some messy situations with some messy people.
Yes.
Because I've been in hot tubs with strangers before.
Yeah.
But we've heard so many horror stories on this podcast about people and their hygiene that I'm like, I gotta know you before I'm exposing myself to you in a hot tub.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in a bikini right away either. Like I don't trust you yet.
Well,
you know?
How about this then? So it's the first time I've ever been there. I didn't realize there were no separate changing rooms for male and female.
Oh, do a little Googling before you make a first. This is so awkward.
Each hot tub room has a single changing room for everyone. Yeah, talk about an icebreaker. So go on a first date and get naked in front of naked.
No,
to go
I think
sit
when
in a public hot tub.
You show up and you see that that's what's going on. I think you're like, actually, do you want to just go get some burgers?
Yeah.
Like, let's just leave. Because that's such an uncomfortable situation to put you and your date in.
And also, there's something different about like going out and being attracted to somebody and then deciding to get undressed and like make out with some.
Yes.
But getting changed.
That is
different.
Nobody's hot when they're trying to get their jeans off.
No.
You know, like
trying to get a bikini on.
Right. Like it's not a sexy situation, especially not if you're surrounded by other people who are using the hot tub garden.
Yeah. No. We're a no on that. Oh, God.
Hard pass.
Well, hey, if you guys have a terrible date story, if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.